J-Dog back to answer some more goddamn questions. Before we get to the next video line, we're going to do questions on fucking orders, goddamn it. 3 questions on today's fucking orders. I'm recording this on February 20th, 2023, goddamn it. So these were the orders that came in through today, or at least today or last night, but it was this morning's fucking print. And anybody that wants to say something fucking stupid, because I know there's going to be some special snowflake that does, well, why are you putting them in front of the fucking videos that were weeks ago when I put my question there? So they ordered, goddammit. It's, in other words, self-fucking-explanatory. That's why, goddammit. You place an order and you put a fucking question in the actual notes section. J-Dog is going to make every effort to answer it to show customer appreciation, goddammit. Now, if I don't answer it, don't hold me to it. I might overlook it. I do have other shit going on, so A, I might overlook it. Usually I won't, though. Good chance I won't. Or B, it's a question that I already answered this several times. Or C, it's a question that's like, I literally have nothing to say about it. So if it's something to say, especially with the fucking funny one, I'm definitely going to do it. First one, James Yemayan. Hope I'm pronouncing your name right, brah. Doesn't sound like I am, though. So correct me on that, however the fuck I fucked that up. J-Dog, can you throw in some stickers and compilation CDs if you guys still have it? Got you covered, brah. Thanks. I've been watching the channel for about a year now. So then you've been pretty much since the beginning, because I've been doing this for 14 months now. Some questions for a video. 1, do you think Watain deserves the hate they get in the scene? ? I still love their first albums, but there's definitely some pink panty stuff going on. To be completely honest with you, I don't know what the pink panty stuff that's going on. What's the hate on Watain? The only thing I've slightly heard through the grapevine is some of the Cavalt guys saying that by their 3rd album or 4th album that they're kind of going kind of wimpy. But I mean, if that's the case, because full disclosure, I was never a big Watain fan. I remember when that band first came out. It was on, I think, the first album, the one with the all gray cover. It's Chaos Luciferi. Is that what it's called? It was just CDs, and they came in. This was back when the dog was doing receiving and shipping. It was just me, Eric, and Chase. It was back in the bedroom days. They came in, and I was casing them up, and it looked pretty interesting. And before I even had them all cased up, Chase had them online. Chase was the one posting everything online, and we sold like 6 of them or so. I'm like, fuck, I don't even get them cased. You know what I mean? So I was behind. You know what I mean? Not only had to case it, pull it, then pack it, post it, etc. So that encouraged me too. Oh, these are selling real well. This is again back in we weren't in our parents' bedroom days, but we lived in a house together, all 3 of us. So still in the very early years. So if you sold 6 of something within less than 24 hours of it going up, that's like, oh shit, that was considered really good back then. You know what I mean? To be honest, it's still not considered shitty today. If something sells, within 12 hours, you sold 6 copies of a new album. That's actually pretty good, believe it or not. So I checked it out, and I'm just like, whatever. Decent black metal. And I was like, nothing I need. Left it at that. And then they blew up. I'm like, is that same goddamn band? So whatever. I remember we were getting patches in and shit like that too, and it all sold very well. And I think it was their 3rd album. Wasn't it on Season of Mist or a bigger label, Season of Mist? Maybe Central Media? I think Season of Mist. Again, I never fully strongly followed them, so come over here and butcher me all you want. But like I said, I know who they are, and I know a little bit about them. That's when I kind of heard people started saying, sellouts. So the thing is, it's like what I said about most bands. Most of the bands, if they're not sellouts, they wimp down. Just like At the Gates. They fucking wimp down. Well, At the Gates was a wimp down from fucking Grotesque. And the bands that you want to say, well, they didn't sell out, J-Dogs, and they get paid. Okay, at the very least, but they wimped fucking down. You know what I mean? They didn't grow up. They grew down, like I said. Carnage. Fucking Michael Lamont goes from that to playing, Arch Enemy, which is already a fucking wimp down, and then it wimped down even more as the band went along. That's majority of fucking bands, is they water down, wimp down. It's the way it is. Metallica, Megadeth, even Iron Maiden, man, those later Iron Maidens, god damn, dude. Some of those fucking later 2000 ones, talk about a fucking geezer-ass fucking snore fest. You put it on, like, a song here and there will be decent, but it's like 12-minute songs, and not that Iron Maiden was anything aggressive or extreme by any stretch of the fucking imagination ever, but even then, wimped down. It's like, fuck, you're never tough to fucking begin with. Goddamn, you wimped and watered down even then. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of the norm. I mean, there's obviously bands that don't. I don't think Cannibal ever wimped down. Mortician damn sure never fucking wimped down. Incantation never wimped down. So, I mean, there's definitely exceptions to the fucking rule, but a lot of bands do. So I just get the vibe that they whipped down and people are attacking them for that. It's kind of like, if you still like them, you still like them. Fuck what they think. You know what I mean? Like I said it a million times. I like Carcass Heartwork and I like Swan Song. Now that's more than a wimp down. That's a selling out. That's completely changing your fucking style to sell more records. We already been over that goddamn Jeff Walker. That's a full blown fucking poser, no doubt about it. Bill Steer, questionable. Ken Owens gets a fucking pass. Homeboy had hard enough in life, so not gonna throw him under the bus. He's paid his fucking dues. So that's selling out there. But I fully admit it. I remember when in the '90s and shit, before it was kind of cool to like those albums, I liked them, and people were like, oh, like the Baxter shit, oh, bro. That type of response, you got looked at like you're a fucking weirdo. I was like, I realized they're the sucky commercial albums, but I still like them. Now, I never liked them as much as Symphonies of Sickness or Recuperation. I just thought they're good, kind of like melodic death and roll albums. So if you still like them, still like them. But that's what I think the pink panty wearing shit's going on. If there's something else I don't know about, inform me. If there's what are they racist now, or what are people saying? I mean, if it's something stupid like that, that I'm out of loop on that. Didn't know about it. 2, what's one thing that you miss about the scene in the 90s, early 2000s that couldn't happen today? I'm 17, so curious about it. That happened then that couldn't happen today. I don't know if it was something that I loved back then. It was kind of funny. Wouldn't get away with it so much. I mean, I remember some of the T-shirts walking around, and it was just the norm. The Corpse Crystal T-shirts, no gay black metal. You use the word gay or anything like that, you're fucking pretty much ostracized, which is very fucking weird because they're like the pride movement. They're proud and they say we're gay and proud. So like if you use the word though that you're fucking being offensive, like it doesn't make any sense. That's like saying, so what am I supposed? That's like saying somebody says my name. What the fuck am I supposed to refer to you as then? Like it doesn't make any fucking sense. But nowadays that you would, I'm not going to say you want to get away with it, but you definitely get some fucking, it would offend more people now than it did back then. Just like I believe it was Anal Blast, the band Anal Blast. That had shirts. I'm pretty sure it was them, but there were shirts that said, at least I'm not gay. There was those shirts running. I think it was Anal Blast. So that shit was kind of rolling around. Not saying I miss it. I didn't like it, love it, hate it. I didn't care. I just thought it was funny. But I don't know if you'd so much get away with that now as like you did then. Seems like the lyrical content, the pussies are getting more and more up in a bunch. This throwing everybody on the bus is a racist. Back in the fucking day, I'm not going to say that this is completely new, and I think some of the people of today that follow society and shit like that, they get up in a roar thinking that this is super new, like with the racism and shit, people being overly sensitive to it. But you got to remember, Malevolent Creation, is it on In Cold Blood or is it Eternal? I think it's In Cold Blood. And one of the songs they use the N-word. I forget which song it's on. And from what I got, all those CDs got recalled, everything. They got ostracized for that for a little bit at the time. So it's not like this is brand new. That wasn't something you just threw around back then, too. But it's definitely more, what's happening now is bands are being called racist, and they didn't use the N-word. They have no Nazi symbols on their shit, or they have no Ku Klux Klan members on their shit. It's like, whoa, what do you mean? Marduk's racist. What? What are you fucking talking about? Now, there's some bands that that's kind of their shtick that they are, and they make no goddamn bones about it. I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about bands that come up and you're like, what? Like, what are you even talking about? That stupidity definitely didn't exist back in the early 90s, 2000s. And I damn sure don't fucking, I mean, I miss those days. I have to say, I damn sure don't like it nowadays. It's just fucking dumb. It's like, you guys are just making shit up just because you're fucking bored at this fucking point. As a matter of fact, when Mortician played here in September, so what is that, 5 months ago or so, 5-6 months ago, Roger told me in person, hanging out with Will and Raj, it got brought up, the whole topic, when Blabbermouth and all those fucking pussy-ass boys were calling Hell's Headbangers racist. We were talking about that little. He's like, oh, we got the same shit. I'm like, well, Mortician did? He's like, oh, yeah, fuck it. I was like, who called Mortician racist? He said it was Metal Archives or maybe Blabbermouth or maybe it was somebody else, but it was one of those. I'm like, where did they get it? I have no idea. He's like, dude, I don't think Will's ever fucking dated a white girl in his life. He's like, where's anything racial that we've ever said? He's like, anything. He's like, never. It's like, anybody that knows me or Will knows we're not, there's nothing even racist about us whatsoever. That never crossed, again, if I would have saw that without Roger saying, Mortician's racist, I'd be like, what? Like, what are you talking about? Like, Been a fan of them since I was 13 years old. Met them all at 14. I was like, if they are, they keep it in secrecy. I sure as fuck never saw anything that thought so. That's what I thought when I first heard Marduk was. I'm like, what? So I met all the guys even in the year 2000. Legion was, he actually talking about cool bands I met. Legion was, of all the Marduk guys, Legion was the coolest. Very, very talkative and just hung out with us. And I wasn't expecting that off at all. I thought it was going to be kind of like Cavalt, standoffish, fucking black metal tough guy. Completely the fucking opposite. So hung out with them for a little bit. Got the photo, got the fist bump, got all my shit signed. Been a fan, read the lyrics, everything. Never crossed my mind racist. And then the numbers, those Antifa fucking buffoons were saying shit. I'm like, what? What are you talking about? So that didn't go on in the 90s. Like, you got called a racist if it was obvious. Like, vaginal Jesus, this is racist. Oh, yeah, yeah, it looks pretty fucking racist. That I agree with. The common sense shit, like, what are you talking about? That did not exist back then. So times were I mean, just all in all, I can tell you right now, times were way fucking better than 90s, 2000s. And I guarantee the older, well, I know, because they told me. Guys like Athnar, Donna Dead, King Follies, I guarantee they're saying fucking the 80s were way better than 90s, 2000s, and today's. Dude, today's that, man. If you're born in the last 5, 10 years, you're young, I'm not laughing at you. I actually kind of feel bad for you generally. This world fucking sucks shit. Fucking sucks shit. It's only getting worse. Everything. It's just gotten worse. It's like always since the 70s was probably a little bit better than 80, with the exception of the Toonskis. 80s was probably better than 90s. 90s was better than the 2000s. But I would have been okay with living in if it stopped between. I kind of liked it when cell phones came out, but not with all these dumbass fucking cameras and all this other shit. I wish it stopped. And I've said this before. I think it was on a Hellcast. I wish technology stopped in its tracks right around 2005, let's say. Whatever technology is at, if it stopped there, because I do like some technology. I mean, I don't want to be in a fucking horse and buggy and fucking still goddamn having to handwrite all the addresses on packages or something like that. There is stuff that it definitely makes life better and easier. But now it's getting carried away where everybody's lazy, stupid as fuck, can't even, their little phone, that's their brain. This is their brain. They don't have their brain. They can't do simple math and shit. That shit's annoying as fucking piss. These dumbass devices got to go away. And that's the main thing I think making the world shittier is people are fucking pussies and technology. That's definitely the two things. By far the biggest two things that are destroying the fucking world. Because where people say, oh, well, no, it's this and this and it's censorship. Again, it goes back to technology. The only reason all this censorship and shit exists is because of social media. It exists because everybody has a voice now. 90s, 2000s and shit, when that had all you had to dial up fucking goddamn internet. There was no Facebook and all this other Instagram and all this bullshit. You didn't have it. You couldn't voice your fucking opinion. That's why all the censorship exists. So again, but it stems from technology. Cody King, he's back, goddammit. Hi, Doggy Dog. Question for your two paws up puppy obsessed channel. Was going through a box of old promo stuff / flyers from over the years and came across the calendar HHR put out in 2013. Fuck, I forgot all about that, man. The calendar 2000, is that the year 2013? It seems even longer than that, but 10 years ago, that was a pretty long time. I completely forgot about the July. Spelled a little differently, but I'll leave that out for the fucking pussy boys. Flexi inside. Since you never see Flexies, whose idea was it to include one, and is that the only Flexi Hells has put out? Is that the only Flexi Hells has put out? I want to say we put out one other. Can't remember what it is, though. I want to say we did a Pro Fanatica one, but I can't think of what it is. But no, the Nunslaughter one with the calendar, that was Don the Dead's idea, naturally. So we did calendars, I think we did those as handouts. Didn't we do those with like free handout item with orders over $100 or more? I think there's the option you could buy it for like $10 or so too. But it came with the Flexi, and that was Don's idea. Garrett Kalinowski. Sure, I'm butchering that too, Barbara. Sorry about that. J-Dog, been ordering from HHR for years. What I like to hear, bro town. And only recently discovered your channel. Fucking moving on up. Ordering and watching, just the way I like it. What are your opinions on bands like Catharsis and Maniac Butcher and Dark Storm or Armageddon? Personally, I'm not a fan of all three of them. In my opinion, those four can go toe-to-toe with any of the classic Norwegian or Swedish bands. Have a great one, and thanks for delivering the most kick-ass metal on the planet. Yeah, like Catharsis, I thought it's okay, like the Crucifixion albums and what is One Without You to the End. Oh, the three fucking albums that we always sell. I thought it was okay. Maniac Butcher, the guys and the horses and shit looked silly. Dark Storm, I don't even know. Isn't that members of Maniac Butcher? Am I wrong on that? Because I know Maniac Butcher members are in another band. Is it Dark Storm? I don't even know if I officially checked them out. In Armageddon, I've definitely listened to one. It's got the very looking like kind of looks like the Craft, just all black and white cover. Um, it was just bands that I didn't think they sucked. I mean, it's damn sure fucking better than Creed and Tool, but it was just stuff that did nothing for me. So, anyways, on the goddamn video, we'll get at least a couple questions out there. I already brought it up. It's the fucking video next in line that we're on. And good thing is, too, I don't think because when I was searching, I was skipping tons of comments on this one because not a whole lot of question marks. Top 20 black metal albums of all time from the Pussy albums to Toughness, goddamn. So this is where I show all my top 20 black metal albums. My favorite top 20. So it wasn't too many question marks in here. But I just go to the very first one. I was already like 30 comments up. There's a lot of people commenting on their favorites, and a lot of people, and I'll just answer that. They weren't really asking. They were just saying, hey, J-Dog, you should do a top 20 death metal, top 20 thrash. And I will. Definitely top 20 death metal. Probably top 20 thrash. We'll probably do that too. That sounds like it could be a good time, right? Maybe top 20 grindcore. But definitely top 20 death metal. The reason the death metal will be the most fun because that'll be the hardest to decipher putting in there. So I'm kind of curious what the hell I'm going to come up with myself, like what I'll actually choose. Anyways, first question I saw, Dennis Jordan. Bro, you should really read a Black Moon interview and tell me what you think of Dark Funeral, question mark. So not sure what you're referencing, but you're making it sound like Black Moon. The way I'm reading that is that he's a complete fucking jabroni goddamn douche canoe. Even if he is, what does that have to do with anything? Fuck, most of these guys are. Again, I rip on Tom G all the fucking time. Don't think that guy's even slightly into fucking metal. He's a metal icon, and he's done good shit. But do I listen to Morbid Tales now? Like, this fucking sucks? No. I own it and I still listen to it. Do I like the Hellhammer demos? Yeah. Do I like 2 Megatherion? Yeah. So I still like that shit. But the guy himself? Get lost, bro. You don't fucking listen to metal. I like the first 2 Megadeth albums. Not my favorite by any fucking stretch. Bozo Stain? Get fucking lost, bro town. Any of the posers in fucking Metallica. I like the 80s albums by Metallica. And then a lot of the extreme metal bands though too, dude. I've met a lot of these guys. Some of these guys are complete fucking. I would never in a million years have them over my house. Still like the music. This isn't a personality contest. The tune skis are what fucking matter. If the guy is cool on top of it, that's just an extra bonus. But the way I see it, just in general life, whether it be in the metal scene, bands, bumping into you at the grocery store, I automatically assume you're a fucking douche canoe, fucking asshole, backstabbing sack of shit until you prove to me otherwise. Why do I automatically assume that? Well, that's a lot of humanity, for starters, and that way you're never disappointed. Expect the worst, and then if anything happens better, you're like, oh, fuck. You walk out of there kind of feeling good. You're like, oh, fuck. Had a better experience than I was planning for. So always expect the worst out of people because at the end of the day, most of them will just let you the fuck down. Like Sacred Reich says, God damn it, doesn't it fill you with disgust that there's no one left to trust? Sure as fuck does to me, God damn it. So yeah, Black Moon. Yeah, I automatically assume he is a fucking knob. I heard Lord Aramon. I heard he's a fucking dickhead and a half. Don't quote me on that. To be honest with you, I would like to get my stuff all signed by Lord Aramon. Fist bump and a fucking photo. He is one on the agenda I like. But it was Dwayne Morris. Said it at the time when it was the Cannibal Corpse tour. This was in 2003. He met him. He's like, yeah, fucking met Lord Dickamon. I forget why he said that he was, but something came up. He said the guy was a total dickhead. That's not coming from me. So Lord Dickamon sees this. I'm a fan of you, Lord Dickamon, and I'd like the fucking photo fist bump and a goddamn shit sign. That's not coming from me. That's just what I heard. But again, I didn't so he's a dick. Fucking toss these Dark Funerals in the trash. It's just like, yeah, sounds about right. Probably the case. Most of these guys are. And then when you meet the ones and they're cool as fuck, bonus. Here, Quinn. J-Dog, do the Golden Age bodybuilder heroes really have as such a low-carb diet as people say? I mean, I wasn't there to fucking confirm it, so I'm not going to sit there and say that. But I believe it. I mean, number one, why the fuck would they make it up? Number two, ketogenic diet. and stuff was. It's funny. People think that's like something new. I love when you see these social media fucking canoes talking about the ketogenic diet. Like, it's like, dude, where the fuck have you been? Arnold was doing that shit in the 70s. Like, that's just known. Now, that's part of the reason I don't think it's optimal for bodybuilding at all. If you're trying to build max amount of muscle, you definitely want carbs in your diet, even when dieting. The best strategy is diet on the most amount of carbs you can that allows you to lose weight. Need help with that? Hire the fucking dog. $100 a goddamn month. Get you there in no time. But that's part of the reason. If you look at like Arnold's era, you had like Frank Zane, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Serge Dubray, uh, who's the guy from the Hulk? Fucking, why am I drawing a blank his name? Robbie Robinson, fucking Lou Ferrigno. So I was thinking of all those guys. If you look at them compared to the guys in the 90s, 2000s, and today, I mean, they weren't nearly the size of the guys are today. Now, everyone just assumes, oh, it's more drugs, more drugs. That is part of it. It was very basic back then, but part of it was because just doing zero carbohydrates is not ideal. That's one of the big reasons they fucking weren't as big as they are now. Is because the release of insulin. Insulin is very anabolic in itself. Milo Sarset says it, and I 100% agree. Insulin can either be your best friend or your fucking worst enemy. All these, it's always the goddamn keto morons. Keto, we call them keto tards. That's what they're called. Is that they always talk about insulin and storing body fat. It's you know nothing about nutrition or science how it works. You don't store body fat because you release insulin. It's not how it works. Furthermore, it's just in basic fucking science. High insulin levels in a caloric deficit. No, you don't store body fat. That is a well documented, very good nutritionists fucking know that. They fucking know that. So, and as a matter of fact, some crazy ass motherfuckers, bodybuilders, they'll actually inject a fast acting insulin that hits you within 15 minutes before they do their cardio, a very low amount. Now don't do that. That's borderline suicide. And the reason they do that is so that they can burn more body fat. So they're actually taking more insulin. Now you gotta know what the fuck you're doing. Don't do that. Don't go on and try that. You could literally fucking kill yourself doing that. But there's crazy. Actually, I don't even say crazy ones. That's actually not that. I'm not gonna say it's super common in today, but I would say probably 40% of the pros do it. I know a lot of coaches that they prescribe that. So why would the fuck would you cut your carbs? Get your own natural release of fucking insulin. So again, you just need to know what the fuck you're doing as far as dieting and shit like that. But yeah, so I believe it. But again, that explains it. They were definitely, those guys back then weren't nearly as big. They didn't know as much about nutrition like that. And then there's the other factor, of course, there's more drugs being used nowadays and just more drugs that didn't even exist back then. So, and the game changer came in the early 2000s. Why the guys got much bigger is because of the addition of growth hormone combined with insulin, because growth hormone started getting used in the very early 80s is when bodybuilders used it. They didn't use it in Arnold's era, and it was from the cadaver growth hormone. They took it from fucking cadaver skulls from the pituitary gland before it was started being derived and made synthetically in a lab, because you can't get the cadaver shit no more, and that was very dangerous anyway. Some people were getting like infections from it and shit like that, but nonetheless, it was being first used growth hormone in the 80s. But when you combine growth hormone with the insulin, that's when the physiques completely fucking transformed. And that was in the early 2000s. So there's that, and knowing to diet on carbs. And then also, too, those guys were overtraining like a motherfucker. Arnold was training 6 days a week, each body part 3 times a week. There's no way you're recovering from that. That is way too goddamn much. So they didn't know as much about training back then. So that's why they weren't as fucking big. But yeah, so I believe that they actually did that. But it's not optimal. Now, if you're just a regular Joe and you're trying to drop body fat fast, or if you're borderline diabetic, pre-diabetic, which a lot of people in this country are, ketogenic is fucking great. That'll get you on the fast track to fixing your blood sugars. You'll drop body fat. But it's a tool in a toolbox. It's not the be all end all. So I don't hate keto. I've used it myself at times on my diet. I'll use it days here and there, just kind of like the carb cycle, days where there's no carbs. So I'm not against it. It's just when they make it sound like it's more special than it is, like, oh, fuck, you can do this, you can do that, I can drive a car, or fly a fucking plane. Like, no, it's a tool in a toolbox, and it can do just this, and that, and that's it. Nothing else fucking special. Coconut oil is another one too. People make it sound like that's the most special fucking thing since sliced fucking bread. Just fucking don't even get beyond that goddamn rant. It's fucking absolute ridiculous nonsense. Not saying it's useless, but it's not as great as everybody makes it sound. Counts questions, you know the fucking do. Put the count basket answer in the morning.